Hey guys, my name is Braden Sanford. I'm a runner for Hortonville. I do cross country and track. About to be a sophomore this coming year, and I'm just going to show you guys some things that I find very important about running. So, number one is shoes. So, let me just get my shoes real quick. I use two pairs of shoes. One for more easy day, like easy pace or recovery runs, or sometimes just long runs. These have 450 miles on them. So I've used them for a long time, got a lot of use out of them. But one of the most important things is finding the right shoe for you. See, these Asics right here, these work for me, but they might not work for you. So it might be harder to find the best shoes for you, but just make sure you find them and then usually just stick to them because they work for you, or you could just experiment, see what works for you. But anyway, these are my current shoes right now. I kind of use them as dailies, but also they're like my main workout shoes right now. Have just under 200 miles on them, but they work very well. And again, just find the right shoe for you. See what fits. Make sure you have the right size, especially. Don't want to get too big because that can cause big blistering. And also, it might take a few, like 10, 20, depends on what shoe you get. Might take several miles to kind of break them in and get a good feel for them. So some shoes might not be super comfortable right away and really good for workouts and stuff like that, but mainly you want a shoe that will last you a long time, especially if you're spending a lot of money on them, because you don't want to buy say a $200 shoe and go through them in like 2 months, because that's just, you're not getting your money's worth on it. But another thing I'd like to talk about is hydration. This is a key point. You want to make sure you're staying hydrated at all times during the day. I shouldn't be talking. Need to drink some more water today. But anyway, hydration is very key, especially on those long runs. You might want to bring a running belt or just hold the water in your hand, whatever means. Just make sure you get a nice water bottle like this, or it could just be like a Gatorade or something. But make sure you're getting that important fuel for your body. Especially marathon trainers, bring sugar, because that will boost your energy for your run, especially in those extremely long runs where you're using up a lot of energy, which you're still going to need for the rest of your run. But usually for me, I'm not a marathon runner, just a 5K runner, so all I bring is water usually. But it is very important, especially when it's hot out like this. Today it's 89 degrees outside here in Wisconsin, but yeah, make sure you stay hydrated, guys. Another thing is injury prevention and kind of treating those injuries. Make sure you get a massage gun and ice and heat. Even if you're not injured, if you just have some soreness, make sure you use one of these, or just put some ice on it for about 15-20 minutes and then heat for about 30 minutes, and you should be good. And make sure to stretch. That is like the most important thing before and after. You can also do drills that will help loosen up your body. Or what I like to do after my hard workouts, I like to go in my backyard and just do 5 or 6 striders, just get up to that top speed and then coast, just kind of shaking it out a little bit. But this is very important. It's going to help kind of loosen those knots if you have any soreness in like your legs or anywhere. But it's a big help, and I feel like it's almost a necessary item to prevent those injuries. Another thing is chafing. You're gonna want to get one of these, Body Glide. A lot of runners especially as you get a little bit older, will experience chafing, especially in those certain areas, if you know what I mean. But this is very important, especially if you're doing long runs where you're constantly moving your arms like this, rubbing against your skin. It's gonna show up at some point. For me, usually it's here and here, but this is a nice thing because it basically, well, it's an anti-chafe balm, so that helps a lot with that. For me, I like to wear one of these running belt so I can put my phone in it in case I want to listen to like music or something. Usually I listen to music on my long runs or just hard workouts, just to get the motivation going, you know, especially if you're like early morning, gotta wake up, you know. I'll talk about that in a little bit, but this, I really like it. You can get some that are just fully like this, where you don't have to clip it. I have some, but I won't get them right now. Or this is one I like because it's just easier to put on, you know, just around the waist. And you can just tuck it under your shirt. For me, I don't really wear a shirt when I'm running. Just personal preference, but you do you, I guess. One thing I'd like to talk about is times when you want to run. So this is a big thing, especially in the summer, is a lot of people, they don't have time during the day. So it might be way easier for you to run early morning. But a key thing in that is you need to get enough sleep. You gotta get at least 8 hours of sleep. Otherwise you're gonna feel like shit. You're just gonna not have enough energy, especially if you're doing a workout early morning. You might have enough energy. Now, some people will say, oh, I don't need that much sleep. But I guess you do you, just try and get enough sleep. Usually the minimum I go is like 7 hours, but that's not that important right now. I'm talking about you. You need to get what's best for you, and obviously you need to hydrate, get enough sleep, and eat well. Perfect diet. Well, not perfect, but you need a good diet. Don't want to eat a lot of crap that just sits in your stomach and makes it upset from that movement. You want lightweight, but it will still fuel you for your run or long run or race or whatever it is. Granola bars are good, bananas are good, apples are good, basically a lot of healthy food. And you want to, a lot of people say you want to have a lot of carbs before, like the night before a race. Usually for our team we do pasta nights before almost every meet, for at least for cross country. But that's just a thing we do. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to do it, but could work for you. I'm not sure. But a good thing is just don't eat a bunch of food and then be like, oh, I'm gonna go for a run. You gotta wait it out at least. Obviously do your bathroom breaks. Don't run without going to the bathroom before. I'm speaking from experience. It is not fun, especially if you get far out and there's not a bathroom around. You do not want to be stuck there. And also another thing is, some days it might just not be your day. Don't get all down about yourself. Say if you're gonna be running a 15K or 9.3 miles, you're like, oh, I'm gonna run a 15K today, and you get halfway through and you kind of just like die. You don't want to do the rest. That's fine. Don't be all down about yourself. Just be happy with what you already did that day and move on. Even if you don't get the most out of the workout, you can still run later. That's the nice thing about running, is you can basically run whenever you want. And it's really good. Another thing is, in summer, I like to run either early in the morning, like 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. within that time frame, or in the evening, like 7 p.m. after, because then it's a little bit less hot out. But some days it's really hot out and humid, especially here in Wisconsin. Like yesterday it was 90% humidity, but we still got through the run. It was still good. Had a workout yesterday. But that's just another thing is some people, it's really hard to wake up in the morning. Like this morning I had a bad morning. Really didn't want to get up, so I slept in, and now I have to run later even though it's really hot out, which won't be that fun, but hey, I made the choice of sleeping in, so I don't know. It's whatever works best for you. And also, some days I like to get heat training in, so I go out and run like more of the middle of the day, but you obviously want to make sure to bring water when doing that, especially when it's hot out like this, because you don't want to get stuck out there without water and become very dehydrated due to the high heat and humidity. It takes a toll on your body. You gotta get used to it. You just gotta stay consistent with your training. Don't get all down about yourself, about like missing a little bit. You just gotta gradually increase the pace and mileage, or just run for fun. Just do what you want, and if running makes you happy, then do that. If you don't like running, you don't have to run. I'm not forcing you to run. I'm just telling you guys some tips. But that's all, I guess. Thank you guys for watching. This is my first video on YouTube on this channel, but tune in for more. I'll try and get some more videos out, but thank you guys and have a wonderful day.